This is the Tales from the Crawl Space meets the Crusader of Contempt episode. Join us in our eternal conquest as we slay the wretched Jezebels of the sky. Okay, I'm done.
Hello once again, cheese bags and cheese baguettes, and even you non-cheese bags that like to listen in all over the world. Brad here, and once again, there's another episode of Tales from the Crawl Space podcast. I am fully bricked up right now. This is got to be it's going to be an incredible show. But first off, I want to say a quick howdy to my buddy in the mountains, old Jack. Jack, how's it going tonight?
Howdy.
Howdy.
How y'all singing? Doing good?
Everybody's good.
Getting
Everybody's
lubed
good.
up?
I am lubed. I am moist, receptive, and ready for a great show.
Turgid. He is turgid.
That's right. I am completely turgid. And there is only one person that can make me that way. And
I know.
And we've got him on the show tonight, and I just cannot believe we actually pulled this one off. And it is, you know him, you love him. Women want him, men want him, and want to be him. He is none other than Russell, our Crusader of Contempt, Russell Goswiller. Russell, it's an honor, a privilege, and quite titillating to have you on the show tonight.
Oh man, I got goose pimples, and I tell you, I've been hearing that your knee's a little stiff, and I just wanted you to know that's not the only thing that's stiff, Brad.
The knee is not the only thing that's stiff tonight, buddy. I'll tell you what.
Like a baby's arm holding an apple.
That's right. I'm a tripod man. Oh, but holy shit, man! It's great to have you on. Yeah, you are. This is number 2 for you, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, follow up to the previous.
Yeah. So you've been on your own for a while now, and
a little bit.
And so how's it going for you, business wise?
Well, starting right before the winter hit might not have been the smartest of ideas. But no, it's good. Things are picking up. The business is growing. I'm not living in a box under a bridge yet, so I can't complain.
Great, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. You had a great panel that was talking to you on the show, and so were you able to take anything from the show?
Oh man, I forgot everything they said about 5 minutes after we stopped.
Yeah, Jack, you owe me $1. I knew that was going to happen.
No, that was such a huge help. And I know Paula couldn't be there, but she talks to me almost every single day, and she is just a giant fountain of wisdom too. And it was that was a really good step for me. Everything that I hadn't thought of, my questions were answered, more than I expected. That was really awesome, and I really appreciate what you guys did for that.
Well, our work here was done then. That's exactly what we wanted.
Glad to do it, buddy. Glad to do it.
Extremely incredible. So.
Now, Russell, you said the winter. I mean, up until this year, I didn't think Texas had winters, but goddamn it, you got snow, didn't you?
Yeah, we got froze over. It's the first time we've had snow, I think, in 5 years.
That's what Hank Hill would call a level 1 propane emergency.
Now it wasn't as bad as the freeze 5 years ago, but it was something. It kept people off the roads.
Wow. Well, yeah, because you got no way to deal with it.
Yeah, and it's just not in Texas. Nobody knows how to deal with it.
Yeah, I don't think snowplows are on the budget. I don't think snowplows are on the budget for down there.
Yeah, no, and I looked at it through the window and I appreciated that, but. Now my dog, little Russell, he loved it. He was rolling in it. I think that might have been the first time he really played in snow, and he just loved it.
Oh wow!
Well, if your dog's little Russell, what do you name your penis?
Big Russell.
Big Russell.
Little Russell, Big Russell, and Bigger Russell.
Hey, and just know that I got that in within the first 5 minutes of the show. God damn it!
You did. Yep. You got penis in around 4 minutes and 5 seconds. So good work. Good work. Because it's gonna be something that's not gonna be heard for a month after this.
No, y'all gonna go without penis for a whole month.
Yeah,
no penis.
It's a hell of a dry spell, Jack.
It is. I mean, women having to go without my penis. It's just It's a sad day. It really is.
Yeah.
Me
Sure,
having to
sure.
go without your penis is a sad day. Like I go through these withdrawals, you know.
Yeah,
That's not the first time I've heard that. Because it's a pretty penis.
He gets sweaty, shaky, gets cramps and stuff. It's the exact same thing as when he actually has it.
Yeah, exactly. But just without the pleasure.
That's right. Yeah.
But see, the cramps without it aren't like feeling like you have to poop like they are when you do have. Yes, it's different.
No, when you do, no, it feels more like he has a 9-volt battery jammed up his ass.
See, he doesn't have that gentleman pushing in his stool for him.
That battery is a good idea. I want to try that later.
It's a polite thing to do. Yeah. Get you a string tied to it though.
Yeah, get a 9-volt, put it in business first.
Not only are those X-rays embarrassing as fuck, but they get published on Facebook like this.
and the New England Journal
of Medicine. I know that personally.
Well, I learned the string trick with that hamster that died up there, and that was a whole scenario.
Mine was Christmas with the elf on the shelf. I ran out of creative ideas of where to put it. So.
Right up there next to the whore in the drawer.
This year.
No, sit right up there with the slut in the butt.
Slut in the butt. What? Slut in the butt?
What?
Slut in the butt. What? Slut in the butt.
Mr. Russell, I have to ask you, how did you come up with the whole idea of the Crusader of Contempt? What was the onus? What was the spark that caused you to come up with that character?
It was really weird, actually. I was just making really stupid videos for the company I worked for. We had a group chat, and I was just entertaining people. And even on my TikTok, my first 2 videos don't even say anything about a crusade or anything. It was just making really stupid, goofy videos. I have a habit of getting stung often because I like to play with bugs. And it went through a long process of what voice to use. I mean, I tried Christopher Walken, Arnold Schwarzenegger, a gruff English voice, a softer Southern voice. I mean, I went through everything I could think of. And one time I forget what it was. I was checking a water spout. A wasp stung me and I smacked him. And it just came to me to do like this Southern Baptist preacher that's, raining down fire and brimstone. And I was like, oh, that settles it. That's great.
I would love to see you do Christopher Walken. These
I mean,
wasps.
it's hard. And I don't know. But there's a guy who does, and it's weird, but he's crazy.
His stomach
that's
is the
fucking
only place I knew. And his ass.
Your father carried this wasp freeze in his ass.
It is his ass for 3 years.
And then, when he died, I put it in my ass.
That wasp above the door, I know a crackhead with a soldering iron.
Now Brad's having a coronary.
I needed that.
Oh, he's just imagining me mounting him. So it happens every now and then.
My
boom.
penis. My penis.
Wow.
How'd that get there?
I'm a magician, and he is the rabbit. Boom.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my side.
I even tried Leghorn Foghorn for a while, but that one was just hard to maintain for long periods of time because I don't script. I just, whatever's in my brain, I spout. And with Leghorn Foghorn talking so fast, I just couldn't do it. It's just
fortunately, I keep my glue boards numbered for just such an emergency.
I say, boy.
That customer there, she got a mouth like an outboard motor. It just goes all day long. Now, what you want to eat some crickets for, son? You want a fat, juice out rabbit.
Oh my
So,
God,
Russell,
J2
how
would
many?
love you.
I know you were. We've seen a few, a sampling of your wares on Pest Control Humor Depot, my favorite group. Um, you also have several of them on Instagram. How many of those videos do you think you got on Instagram?
Well, not on Instagram. I have them on TikTok.
TikTok,
I should put them on Instagram.
whatever.
I've got, I think, 20 something now.
Uh-huh.
Two of them were removed by TikTok because people complained that they were abusing animals. It
Oh,
was,
Jesus.
that's what I said. It was a possum in a cage, and I'm not abusing it. I'm just doing a little monologue before I remove them from my cage. Somebody complained, so they removed it. And then the other one I was really mad about because I didn't save it on my phone after I uploaded it. I'd gotten a bunch of toothpicks stuck in the ground, and I had stuck a bunch of wasps on those toothpicks. I mean, Vladimir style, just all these pierced bodies. And I did this whole thing, and then somebody again complained that I was abusing whatever, and so TikTok removed it. That one irritated me because it's like, do you know how long it was how hard it is to put those damn bugs on those
Hell yeah.
toothpicks?
I mean, it's sacrifice for the sake of art, and
Right?
and people don't appreciate that, which really sucks. Which is funny because that was my name for mine is Brad the Impaler. So
This one lady did this art project where she had like all this stuff sitting on the table and she just stood there for like 12 hours and people could come up to her and do anything they wanted to. And they're like, trying to stick stuff in her butt and everything. I mean, it's art.
yeah,
I mean, you make yourself open to the public, you're going to get some weirdos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in New York City.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Well, now I know what to do on my weekends. Go out there with my kilt, pose with a sign that says, "Do what you want with me."
Well, but see,
you
you'd have your kilt like hiked up and tucked up.
Don't do that in
so your ass is
Indianapolis, my
exposed.
friend. You would never leave. It would be your new home.
That and this constant supply of Depends undergarments to keep the poops from falling out.
Leakage would be an issue.
Oh man!
Lickets and
Let me know.
seepage.
Just let me know if give me at least a 10-day advance notice if you ever plan on doing that and coming to Indianapolis so I can get the room ready.
Brad, you always have an open invitation to do anything you want to me.
We'll make that a bonus. We'll call it the boner episode. And
man, if my knee doesn't heal up, I'll take you up on that, and you can just work for me.
well, shit. No, as the business, but I mean, you've been, not living in a cardboard box, but how things been going? You've been picking up customers and doing well.
Yeah, we're picking up customers, kind of building the business. Word of mouth has been really nice. That's where a lot of the business goes. Today, just found out that we landed a $200 monthly contract for rodents for a plumbing company.
Mm-hmm.
So, and one of the funnest things, it was really just a normal, ordinary, basic exclusion and trapping job, but it was fun for me, was the Deer Park Volunteer Fire Department hired us because they were dealing with squirrels real bad. And it was just fun because many, many years ago, I was a wildland firefighter. My oldest son, he's a firefighter here. So that one for me was just really cool because it was like a full circle type thing. And, we got rid of the squirrels. That's when I found out if 2 squirrels land in one cage, one will be eaten.
Yeah.
And then when you release the live one at a park and the parents want their kids to watch, you have to find a delicate way to say no. Like, I don't want them to see a squirrel and a half right now.
Yeah. That's right.
I was going to say, cuddle them squirrels. Why don't you have a stock freezer? I mean,
No.
them's good eating, man.
It's a lesson in life, It's eat.
Well, it's
and I would be like Will Ferrell in Eastbound and Down. I just say, let the boy watch.
This moment
The way
came to
it's how
me
I
in a
learned
dream.
watching my father and his father.
Now it's funny because I have eaten just about everything under the sun that I could get my hands on, but I don't know if I would eat city animals.
City
I've had
squirrels.
I've had
You
rats,
know,
squirrels, chipmunks, possum,
the
raccoon,
ones that,
skunk.
dude, the ones in my neighborhood have a pretty wholesome diet. I mean, because we've
Yeah.
got, I mean, we've got walnut trees here. It's got half my fucking vegetable garden. You know, and
Dog food
I
that's been
got,
left out.
I picked up, my dad, bless his heart, the poor man has Parkinson's. And so a couple of years ago, he hands me his pellet gun, really fucking nice one, scope, everything. You know, this thing will put a hole in you like a 22. He goes, I can't use this anymore. So I'm like, squirrels. Man, I've got it sitting in my sunroom right now. Got the little tin of pellets right there waiting for me. I'm waiting for the fucking squirrels to come in my garden and go.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Well,
There's a classic.
then they'll call me One Eye Brad, which is also another name for when I'm not using
I
Bradley
wouldn't mind
Impaler.
seeing the treasure of your one-eyed Willie.
Arr.
That's right.
Yar
I
har
consign
har.
you to the deep.
Oh, he's going deep. He's going deep.
Yeah, he'd have to. So, let me lift the canopy up first.
Oh,
Now, when you say the Crusader of Contempt, you said like a Southern Baptist thing, but I always had this like actual Crusades man in tattered armor, trying to cleanse the land of that was what I had in mind when I'd hear the way you'd talk about it. But I mean, I could understand the Southern Baptist thing and that hellfire and brimstone. But what goes through your head really when is am I too far off on that?
no, you're actually pretty right. Like the mental image is that the voices of the preacher, but so I'm a really big nerd and I do really big nerd things. And I really like a game and book series. It's called Warhammer 40,000, and it's all about this weird, crazy bullshit. But there's crusaders in the future that, they kill the witch, the heretic, and the mutant. And so that's what I kind of base it on, is just this holy crusader who's by himself, just cleansing the land of anything that's different from him, anything that's evil. But I didn't know how to portray that voice, and then it just, one day Ezekiel 25:17, the path of the righteous man is beset on all sides, and there goes Brad. Baby.
So that makes me think about in Japan on one of the islands, they found a guy like 40 years after World War II, and he was still holding down the island because no one told him the war was over. And he
Yeah,
thought he was the lone dude that was supposed to be defending that island. And he was fighting people off because he didn't believe the war was over.
yeah, and that's
Absolutely.
crazy devotion.
See,
It's crazy.
When I first heard one of your videos doing the Crusader, I had this image in my mind of what you looked like, and then when I saw a fucking picture of you, it was dead the fuck on. I mean, you were like, like you're a large man, you have this beard thing going and everything. I mean, you were a breastplate and you were a breastplate and a leather kilt away from looking exactly like I
So
thought you
all of that unseen masturbation was completely justified.
It was.
Absolutely,
It
absolutely.
absolutely, totally was.
Well, I've
And I'm
got
telling
4
you,
kilts in
Kimberly
my
Clark.
collection now, so I need a leather one though. You've
Yeah,
made me know I need a leather one.
yeah, you do. You do need a leather kilt. Like the strips of leather. That they're pointed. They pointed, has a
Oh
nice
yeah,
cantilever going.
Like
And
Gladiator, like on Gladiator.
hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, or like Gonad, the Masturbarian. Uh,
Just call me the one-handed bandit.
Yeah, I always saw myself. That one. Okay, in the Conan movies, that one Japanese dude that is like it always looks like he smelled a really rancid fart. It's Mako's in there. The one that
Oh, that's the voice of Mojo Jojo. That's the
yeah,
voice.
Yeah, yeah.
and when he was sitting there trying to chant over over Conan when he was dead, he's like he's trying to push a really hard turd out. Yeah. I would be your Mako.
Do you think
Oh,
that he thought 30 years in the future he'd be doing the voice of a little tiny chimpanzee with a turban fighting
Hey,
three little girls?
when you're an actor, a gig's a gig, man.
Mojo Jojo.
A gig's a
oh.
gig, man. You gotta buy food.
That's what I say sometimes when I'm
Let me
selling
instruct you on the
testicles.
ways of.
What'd you say? You say that when you're sitting out behind the 7-Eleven lobbying for $20? Got make food money.
Hey,
That's
gig's a
right.
gig, man. That's right.
Hey, you know what? I ain't gay, but $20 is $20. Hand it over, baby.
Mhm. Yeah, it earns the same as downtown.
18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. They can't walk, drag 'em. They can't see, lead 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my new pickup line.
Yeah,
Hey,
that was
baby.
like, yeah. I remember one time when I was at the Scarlet Letter, one of the technicians came in. He goes, "Hey, I made $50.25 sucking dick downtown." I said, "Who gave you the 25 cents?" He goes, "All of them."
That's good.
That's a lot of dick.
It is a lot of dick.
That's an afternoon.
Call him Lockjaw the Conqueror.
Man, why do you think my knee pads have so many scratches on
It
them?
all depends on which side of town you're in, Jack. Sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it ain't.
when I'm having a really hard day and my jaw's hurting, I'll go to Chinatown for a day. Kind of gives me a break.
Oh damn!
You know, what's funny is when I was a sailor, I used to always have this, instead of the Crusader of the Contempt, my persona was Captain Lockjaw McGraw. That's what I did for all my sailor BS was Captain Lockjaw McGraw.
Damn.
So you drinking your rum and cream soda.
Cream soda. It's
Wow.
it's actually funny. An old metal worker friend of mine is the one that turned me on to using cream soda instead of Coke or Dr Pepper, and he's not wrong. And I am in no way, shape, or form paid for this endorsement, but Kraken rum is absolute the tits.
Phil McCracken.
Phil McGrawan, Craven Moorhead. Hey, would you blow me? Duncan McDickener.
Hey, you know, my favorite Japanese porn star has 8 legs.
Hey. Well, I'm over here hitting the Maker's Mark number 46 again, and it's French oaked, which means they chuck a couple of pieces of wood from France in the barrel and let it age for a while. But something happens to it in there, something magical.
Magical.
I mean,
You know what else is magical? When I French your oak.
Oh, that's right.
Tongue punch in the pee hole.
The pee hole. Yeah, we're at 47% alcohol on this, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, that's a great.
It is a damn great thing. It's a great neat drinker. I know some people like to put a couple drops of water in there. They say it opens it up, and I have a special name for people like that. I call them ma'am. And so it's really good. And then of course washing it down with something out of my Tony Spangler tumbler, you can't beat it. Jack, tell them a little bit about your tumbler.
The Tony Spangler tumbler is a double-walled steel tumbler with beautiful graphics. Look at that. 4Q Military Academy class of 1989. Keeps the hot things hot and the cold things cold. Not to be compared with the McDLT. But don't forget, you have the lovely double steel wall, the gorgeous graphics, and don't forget the rubber bottom. You have the rubber bottom right there. And every Tony Spangler tumbler comes with a surgical grade stainless steel urethral sounding rod. That's right. Want to launch those loads for distance? Get the Tony Spangler tumbler with the sounding rod. You got blockage from any type of STI, it'll clean it right out. We sharpen the end and it'll slice right through it like a hot knife through butter. You got Peyronie's disease. We have the straw that has the bend that'll hit that curve just perfectly. So get it. Tony Spangler, SpanglerArt.com, and Spiegel, Chicago 60609.
And always remember,
if you've got Peyronie's, reach for Tony's steel urethral sounding rods. Bing. Ah!
And I'll tell you, if you want to tongue punch Brad in the urethral hole, that urethra rod, it opens things up for you.
Exactly.
Yes, it really does.
Yeah.
Launch those loads.
That's right. Just watch out for that Skeens gland.
Yeah. I like mine because I got a picture of Brad on one side, a picture of Jack on the other. So when I want to imagine that smooth, soothed voice, I just look at Jack for a little bit while I warm up. Then I switch it over to Brad for the real nasty shit.
Yeah, we'll make your Diddy party look like he's been selling Tupperware.
And then he slaps his penis right between both them faces like, oh, that's a threesome right there. That's a threesome.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right. I had hot sauce
When he
on
shakes
my
his
baby
beard
oil.
dry after the shower.
I put that shit on everything.
Your name is not Frank.
Yeah.
It's Frankfurter.
Frankenfurter.
Oh, that's actually funny because I was for a while also playing with the German voice for my videos. And then after I made a video where I was talking about killing mass amounts of termites with chemicals, I was like, I should probably not use
Yeah.
We have the solution, the final solution for taking the termite. I was like, I'm going to just get banned altogether. I should throw that one away.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and I'm not even going to bring up a special tumbler that I have with a certain label on it, but
Oh yeah.
we're just gonna leave it at that. But anyway,
my favorite meme from a few years ago had this little tiny kid with a juice box in his hand, and they had him in a little World War II German uniform with a little mustache, and he held up the juice box and it says, "I have eliminated all the juice."
Oh, at my old company, I had a client, and it was so funny. His last name was like Lynchburn Einstein, but he was as Jewish as you could get. Religiously, hereditarily, he was Jew. My first time ever doing his service, he breaks the ice with new people by telling them really raunchy Jew jokes, and so he didn't know who I was. He hit me with this joke. I forget which one it was. And he's sitting there laughing. And so I come back with like, I don't want to be that guy, and I'm sorry, but I do find this offensive. My grandfather died in Auschwitz. And like he immediately like, no, I'm really sorry. I'm Jewish. I'm, born and raised, and I practice Judaism. I'm Jewish. This is just how I break the ice. I was like, no, I understand. It's just that was really devastating for us when he fell out of the guard tower. And to this day, he will randomly text me or call me and tell me just random horrible Jew jokes, and it cracks me up. And when I was the branch manager, I always knew when a new technician would go to his house because I'd get a phone call. I'm like, this dude told me the worst joke. And I was like, oh, you're talking about Mr. Lynchburg and Stein. He's great. You'll love him.
That smacks of Anthony Jeselnik right there.
It smacks of Mauschwitz is what it smacks of. I'll never forget Mauschwitz.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, neither will I, Jack.
Lest we forget.
You know what? That lady never called us back. And that's a good thing because she was under warranty. So she paid her bill, and I never heard from her again.
Oh man!
I don't stutter. It's a glitch in the matrix, Russell.
Oh, okay. No, I knew it was all simulation. Crap.
Right. Well, some of it's stimulation, but some of it's simulation. But yeah, Mauschwitz was a thing, and no, dude. But all the dead mice in that crawl space. I'm serious, man.
Oh yeah.
Some of them were very sunken in and dried, and they'd been there for a hot minute.
You pride
Jerky.
yourself on having said that. When you're looking at the mice, you go, "It's like Mashwood." You're like, "That's pretty slick," and you know
And
that the stars just aligned because when you went up those steps, that
the
Star of David wasn't
the
there.
6-pointed star was in alignment. Yes, that's right.
But as soon as before you're able to fully turn around, it had materialized on the wall, and that was one woman who may have at one time been Mormon just automatically had a whole Jew lineage. Just the
Oh
universe
yeah,
just popped it
yeah.
up just to fuck you in the ass.
Oh
That's
yeah.
why.
And I can hear the violins playing in a minor key in the background.
Oh my god!
I was like, oh shit.
You get Liam's Nissan coming through.
Yeah, it's Nissan. Yeah,
The Liam Neesons
and Ralph Fiennes.
His was a voice I tried, but I had such a hard time nailing it for long exterior.
Are you talking about
extended.
girths?
Yeah. No, just Liam Neeson's
Oh,
gruff.
Liam Neeson. I thought you were talking about Ray Fiennes. I was like,
Oh yeah, no.
Abracadabra. Abracadabra.
Yes. So we have to have the top down. I'm fucking freezing.
Oh,
Oh,
shit. Oh,
shit.
I did want, Brad, just so you know how hot, juicy, and ready I am. The sound of my people for you, Brad.
The mating
Oh my
call
God,
has been
that's right.
issued.
And it is Girl Scout Wookiee season too, man. I'm telling you.
You got to be a Girl Scout for a really long time and get to have a Wookiee going on.
I thought I had some like 40-year-old Girl Scouts on my fucking route at Terminix because it's like or Big Green Tea because every time I fucking turn around it's like I've been here for 20 years. Your daughter is still selling Girl Scout cookies. What the fuck?
Man,
I think you're getting them wholesale and marking them up.
always have a dealer on standby.
Well, either that, I need to check the expiration date on these motherfuckers. Be like, well, these expired 1998. What the fuck?
Man, the price keeps getting bigger and the box keeps getting smaller.
I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah.
I don't care, man. Those Samoas, they rock my world.
Fucking
I like
gold.
With the coconut and the little, like the caramel on top of them, little ring
And the
things.
chocolate and the graham, and it's just, oh my God.
Someone had inserted the word crack in the ingredients for the Thin Mints, and posted and said, "I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I love Thin Mints.
No,
I love them.
This is where you and I part
like
ways, Jack.
freezing.
Man, the Thin Mints are disgusting. Anything
I
chocolate
like-
and mint together, fuck that.
I like freezing the Thin Mints, man. That's a good little evening time snack is some frozen Thin Mints.
The only thing that goes with chocolates is either cherries, nuts, or more chocolate.
I got a nut for your chocolate.
Sex of
Just
chocolate.
the one.
The sex of chocolate.
But you know what? That's more than enough.
Hey, that one nut works overtime for you, Brad.
I was gonna say I don't think I could have handled both of them at one time. So that's probably good.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
But see, it's easier for him to give you dog in the bathtub sex because usually what you have to do is you got to try to stuff one nut in, and when you get the other nut stuffed in, the first one pops out. It's like trying to keep a dog in the bathtub. When you get the back end of the dog, the front end of the dog comes out of the tub. So with him, it's just boop, and you're there. So
it'd probably be easier for him to bird bath too. You know, bird bath. Where you take the skin and you curl it up and put some water in it, and then your partner drinks it like a bird.
I've never heard that one. That is fucked up. Fucking bird bath. Hey, baby, you want bird bath? Come on, get in the shower with me, baby. We're going bird bath.
I like the rodeo. That's always been my favorite. It's when you get behind them, whisper sweetly in their ear, "Your mom's better," and then you just hold on.
Try to hang on for 8 seconds.
My saying was, you grab her titties and go, "These feel just like your sisters."
Oh, son of a bitch. God, man, we've been over 35 minutes and I've been talking a bit about pest control. I love it.
Cheers.
Well, see, that's the thing. I haven't done pest control in like, god damn, man. It's been like, what was it? December 10th?
Yeah.
Was the last time I actually killed a bug.
Good Lord.
And yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, because of this knee, it's like I'm a
What's the
I'm
diagnosis on your recovery now? Like, how long are they saying?
I've got, let's see, I have 12. I just went to my first PT today, and I've got 11 more sessions twice a week. And I see my doctor again on the 17th of February, and then he'll make a determination then. Meanwhile, I got shot down by Aflac on my short-term disability because
Which is,
apparently it's off the job. It was supposed to be off the job. It's off the job injuries.
but you were at
And
your work truck working when it happened.
yeah, but see, it was off the job injuries is what short term disability covered, and they
Right.
waited. It took me 20 pages to find it that in the policy. It said
Hmm.
off the job, and I'm like, motherfuck! I went through all this bullshit. And workman's comp, haven't gotten a dime from them either yet. So they're
Yeah,
dragging their feet. I filled out the same fucking forms, dude. I've gone 3 weeks without a paycheck. And
You
it's
better
yeah.
get a hefty fucking retroactive check
I
to
better get a
cover.
fucking heavy ass retroactive check. But meanwhile, what's the utility company's going to say? Oh, that's cool, Brad. We just
yeah,
needed to
it's
fuck them, fuck them. I'll
can't pay
figure
your
it out.
bills on fucking prayers.
Shit happens. I'll figure it out, you guys. But fuck,
It's
man.
no, I feel it. I had a technician back at my old company when I was a branch manager who broke his ankle getting out of his work truck. He slipped on the footstep of the door, hit the
Uh huh.
curb, twisted his ankle. His body went one way, foot the other. It took him like 6 months, I think, before he finally got anything
Yeah.
from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I blame that mostly on the company.
Yeah.
But
But the thing that kills you is I have so much sympathy for everybody now because like insurance is supposed to make you whole. You never get whole. You know.
yeah,
You're never
oh,
whole again. You're always you're going to be catching up for ever until
yeah,
you
Right.
get. But
yeah. It's
because
I
the
mean,
one
like
thing
when
they
I
do
went,
even if they do settle and give you a payment, the first thing they do is raise your fucking premiums.
yeah, it's when I went through my surgery that gave me the nickname of No Nut.
Mhm.
I didn't have insurance at the time, and I honestly don't know which is worse, having insurance or not. I mean, waiting for insurance to fix
I
something,
know.
or
Yeah.
just taking payments with the hospital and you know
Hmm.
having
Suck it
crap
up and go get
credit.
it done. Right. Right.
Yeah.
I'll never be without insurance just because it gives me something to bitch about. Apparently, it's like this fucking insurance companies.
Oh man, I have a plethora of things to bitch
A
about. I don't.
plethora, a veritable juggernaut.
I am apoplectic.
Yes, I am acrimonious.
Not,
Well, look,
not, not. I swear.
Brad, you said you wanted to mention something about pest control. I do want to, before I forget about this, I want to make sure I say it. Our good friend Sean Muller, who was on our international episode from the United Kingdom, has started his own podcast called Pest Perspectives. And just yesterday or the day before, I believe it was, he released his first episode.
He did.
Mr. Sean Muller from Oakham Pest Control over in England. Great show. I really enjoyed it. He had a guest on, and his guest was actually suggested that you and I be on one of his episodes because Sean said, "What do you think? What guest do you think I should have on for the show?" And he goes, "You should get the guys from Tales from the Crawl Space on there." So
Yeah. Yeah.
we're apparently making some dents over in the
Across the
UK,
pond.
across the
Yes.
pond. So
Yeah.
Sean Muller, Pest Perspectives, you can find them on Apple Podcast and Spotify so far, I believe. But great show, great guy. Check him out while we're gone in February. But we'll be talking about the
Mhm.
one show we really want you to check out in February too. So
That's
that's
right.
coming up.
Mm.
I just now got
Yes.
the full use of my right arm back from last week.
You know what? I'm telling you what. Yeah, yeah. You were gonna look like Quagmire after he discovered Tinder.
Giggity,
It's like,
giggity,
get over
giggity.
there. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Next week. Oh look at.
Yeah, baby.
Stop, man.
I wanna put you, Brad, right there,
Yeah, I think
and
you
just
should.
squeeze.
Just flex your penis.
That's right. Man, what a way to go.
Oh, speaking of people that are not American, I do want to give a shout out to Rodney Brum, the crazy Canuck from Nova Scotia.
He's
I have a
Nova
question
Scotia.
though. Nova Scotia, eh? Jeepers.
Nova Scotia.
That's a real hoser there, don't you know? Oh, man, I got
Rodney's a
some
great guy.
cheeses, eh? I love Rodney. I made fun of him a lot the episode he was on. But no, I had a question for him because I made poutine, and it's one of my favorite dishes. When I was a sailor, we were up in Newfoundland, and I fell in love with it. But I added chicken and broccoli to it. So I want to know, is it still poutine if I add other ingredients to it? And I need him to let me know if I just completely screwed up the whole Canadian diet or if I'm still accepted.
I'll answer that for you. Yes, you did. Gravy, cheese curds, French fries.
I know,
That's
but
poutine.
I needed some
It's
protein.
poutine, man.
I know.
But
You're
it's
playing
almost like
God
an
with
Italian
poutine.
dish. It's almost like an
I
Italian
will
dish. It
allow
would
it
be,
because you are a god, but you were playing God with that poutine, young man.
But
but
it's
see,
so good.
it's almost like an Italian dish now. It's now poutinesque. That's what it is.
Putinesca. Putinesca.
All I know is I want Brad's poutine gravy all over my French fry.
That's right. Not so good boy gravy.
He wants you to cover his cheese curds with it.
This Texas sun, I get a lot of cheese curds.
Say the word.
I bet.
Give me a 10-day heads up so I can stop my Flomax.
Oh, you got to get the meltaway strips working 15 minutes, buddy. You're like,
No, I'm just saying the poutine would be rather dry if I don't.
I was gonna say because with them fucking meltaway strips, you're like
Keep
a fucking machine for 36 hours.
Keep moving the camera down.
There's a penis.
I'm just trying to stop this glare from my damn light. I'll have to figure that out.
It's like that.
Yeah.
You go, baby.
I want a place to stay. Say goodbye. All right.
I got one more ice cube. Let's see what I can do with it.
Uh-oh.
All right, Russell. Pest control question. Being that it's winter, I guess the first winter y'all had in 5 years, apparently. Does the pest pressure change during normal winters when it's not so fucking cold? I mean,
Really,
is it constantly on for everything, or what?
mosquitoes tend to die out for about 2 to 3 months out of the year. Like we'll be starting mosquitoes up again in February, late February-ish. But like last summer, I think I was running mosquito services year round. They never stopped.
Wow.
There was really no winter last year. So really mosquitoes are about the only thing that die down. Fire ants will be less active when it's cold just because, they don't mound up like they normally. They'll still be there. You just won't see them. The biggest thing is the increase in wildlife and rodents just because it does get a little bit more chilly. And I've been saying for the last several weeks, I am so freaking tired of wildlife and rodents. And it's great money, and I love doing it. There was actually one store that I took on, and I was even kind of like, oh, I shouldn't do this. It's pretty run down. It's going to be really hard to control. Killed 19 mice in less than 12 hours. And since then, maintaining constant, exclusion where I need it, moving my traps, moving my stations, baiting. I mean, the owner is ecstatic because every once in a while he'll see a dropping. We move our traps, problem disappears again until the next one pops up. So rodent work has kept me alive. It's definitely fed me this winter, but I am so ready for roaches, bed bugs, termites, fire, anything that doesn't have fucking fur. I am so ready.
Nice. I'm the opposite. I mean, ever since I started, I didn't care too much for rodent control work, but once I left the Scarlet Letter and aligned myself with William the Merciful, I really started getting into it because one of the reasons is that the Scarlet Letter, you just don't have the kind of time that you really need to do a good full on get everything excluded on the outside, get your station set up on the inside so you're harvesting what's in there and blocking them out, everything like that. That takes time. and you don't have that kind of time when you're trying, when you also need to get, like, 15, 16, 17 stops done in a day that's thrown on you. And then,
No.
that's the big problem with, the whole industry, I think. I mean, it's like we undersell ourselves so much that we still have to be able to, and I get the companies have to pay their bills. I understand that. But doing it one, $30 job at a time is fucking insanity. And
Oh yeah. I
I
I
mean,
have my own opinions of that whole issue, of how that got
I'm sure they
started.
align with mine. but,
but,
but yeah,
but
we're worth more than that, and
mhm.
the service is worth more than that, especially if it's done right.
No,
If you got,
absolutely.
if you're getting top dollar and you're still going in and out and being done in 10 15 minutes, then yeah, you're stealing you're basically screwing the customer over. But I mean, there is I mean, there is a formula out there that, you spend this much time, you can get this much done for this much money, you can get a great job done, the customers will love you, they'll offer up their sons and daughters to you, and everything's good. But unfortunately, that's not the way the industry runs, because everybody's so chicken shit of selling what they're worth, because some other dickwad is going to be out there to fucking sell it for cheaper, and people are going to be like, oh yeah, I'd want to go with this, and there's that.
Yeah, pretty much. No, and that's no, I 100% agree with you, because I came from a company where it was, here's 1920 stops. Oh, two of those are WDIs. Two of those are going to be bed bug inspections. One of that's a German roach inspection.
Mm-hmm.
And it's those things. I had a manager one time, and it really irritated me. He was a regional, and I was talking about, you can't throw this much work on me. And I had, like, I think, four German roach inspections. Because, well, all you do is walk in. If you see a roach, you sell the flush. I was like, no, because I got to
Mm-hmm.
find out where they're nesting at, where they're coming from, where their main source is. Like, it's going to take me time to pull out the stove, pull out the fridge. If I want to be thorough, I'm going to be there for a bit. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but it's like
Exactly.
you said, they just cram it down your throat because the service is only $60. You're making 10% commission on that $60 production, and it's to me, it's asinine and it's heartbreaking, because it's the industry itself has done it to itself.
Yeah.
And that's one of the really nice things now, not having the overhead. um, it's, I can do less stops to make the same amount or even more, depending on what I'm doing.
Right.
I can spend time with my clients. My average, if I don't talk to them, like if they're not home or whatever, and that we just talk on the phone, I'll be there for 30 minutes taking care of the exterior. But if they're home, I'm probably going to be there 45 to an hour, because
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
talk to them. I know all of my clients, what they like, what their families are like. I ran into a sweet, sweet older lady. I love her to death. She was a customer of mine at my old company. She's
Mm-hmm.
making the switch over to me because she just realized that I don't work for them anymore. And first thing she said was, "Come give Mama a hug." It's but I mean, it's when you can only be there for 10 minutes. What relationship are you building? What rapport are you building? And then what are you actually doing? Most
Yeah.
stinger sprayer rigs spray a gallon a minute. If you only spray their house for 5 minutes, you're putting down 5 gallons of a heavily diluted product, not even a good amount of it. I can
Mm-hmm.
talk about that for fucking years.
Oh hell yeah.
I've
Yeah.
always been, and it's funny because I hate human beings with a passion. I am not a people person.
Yeah, we
But then
suck. I mean, I get it.
when it comes to work, I love my clients, and I love
Mm-hmm.
building
Mm-hmm.
that relationship with them and getting to know their families. Seeing
Right.
kids go from diapers to riding bicycles, like it, that to me is amazing, and being able to
Uh-huh.
solve their problems and help them. And like, I don't offer contracts. All my work is contract free.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to want me to come back, and they do. Every one of them. It's when it's their time to, their service, they are happy that I'm coming back, and I love that.
We are kindred souls, you and I. Yeah, because exactly, I could echo the exact same thing. I mean, I've been in this business long enough where had I stuck around where I was, I'd see that. And that's the one thing I do miss is the years long relationships that I had with people. And I'm looking forward to my non compete coming dying off here in a few months, so I can rekindle those relationships. If you know what I
Oh yeah,
mean.
I
And
I laugh so hard because I was never given one, and I walked out the door right before they were going to have everybody sign them, and I was nope gone. So I never actually signed one. Now I haven't been a complete
I
jerk.
I can't believe a pile of soggy turds like them would not have had one in place.
You
Oh
figured
yeah,
you'd sign that before you filled out the fucking job application, knowing those
Yeah.
things.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
oh
Fucking interviews, man.
everyone else had
Damn.
one. I slipped through the cracks and I walked out the door without a non compete. And I haven't been
You
a
blew somebody
jerk.
and you know it.
Oh yeah, it's I haven't been a jerk, but I have had a number of mild, and they just have my phone number, so they called me,
Mhm.
thinking I was still the branch manager over there. Like, hey, I've been having this problem, and it's like I have a solution for you, but it's not through them,
Mhm.
and I don't find it immoral at all because I don't go by their rules of 10 minutes of service.
You don't have if you don't have a piece of paper hanging in front of you, you have absolutely no moral obligation to stand back. You know.
Exactly, you know, and
My signature is my word. My word is my bond. I've been extremely faithful to the spirit and the letter of mine. And
right,
but I'm telling you what, just a few months, man, the gloves come off, man, and it is fucking go time. And
no,
I am going to
exactly,
fucking sweep that whole place. And it
no,
was
exactly.
my original plan before my knee thing was to have a clump of money saved up, so if I strike out during this process, I can still make my bills. But and I'll get there. But I'm still planning on. I'm guns and Navarone, man. It's fucking say hello to my little friend, and yeah, it's
And you know, it's just a road bump.
looking forward to it.
It's not a roadblock. I mean,
I know,
it's just
I
getting
know.
over the hump. And I'll tell you what else you can
He
hump.
said hump.
But I'm going to do this one in my Crusader voice just for you. Just remember that when life gets hard, something else is hard for you. Just for you,
Oh
Brad.
shit! I gotta tell you, man. Uh, I love it.
No, it's like I told y'all, and y'all know the story behind it. But I needed this night, and you guys,
Mhm.
you're my family, my adopted, family, and it might be incest, Brad, but I don't care. You know, it might be wrong, but it feels so right.
I'm close enough Kentucky where it don't count. So absolutely, you
And I'm
know.
in Texas,
Um,
baby.
yeah, that's
I'm
right.
right next to
Hey,
West Virginia.
West Virginia, Mountain Mama, Mount Your
Mount your
Mama,
mama.
Take me home, Brad. Take
that's
me
the
home.
country road. Hey, okay. As always, it's a new year and a new Cheese Stock 25 is coming up.
Yes.
Which apparently includes the perfunctory trip to Bynum Steakhouse.
Yes, it
And
does. Yes, it
look at
does.
Jack over there. Man. He's like, oh, yeah,
You're
Bynum,
fucking
Bynum,
right. It
Bynum.
does.
See, he's been soft the entire show, even with talking to you and
No
everything.
longer.
But the minute Bynum's brought up, he was like, "Doing," and
Oh yeah. My
yeah, I
penis
was
hurts
wondering. I
so
heard Russell's
quick.
collar shaking around there. Hi,
Yeah,
buddy.
he's getting antsy. This is little
Hey there, buddy
Russell.
boy.
The
Yeah.
odds of a guy named Russell Paul adopting a dog named Russell Paul were astronomical.
Yeah.
And that was the universe saying, this is my dog.
Oh yeah. Well, my dog's not in here, and I'm needing some CBD, some cute black dog.
Yeah.
Cute black doggo. But yeah, he's hanging out with my lovely bride right now. He sometimes I got a bed in here. Sometimes he'll lay down here and hang out with me during the show. Other times he's Jack's pussy is obviously elsewhere because we haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I like the pictures of his pussy in his lap.
Oh, I do. I know. Jack,
Yes.
the show on BBC called "Are You Being Served?" Or there
Oh, I
was.
love that show.
Oh, Mrs. Slocum's pussy.
Oh yeah, I like Mr. Humphreys. Are you free? Oh yeah,
I must be home. My pussy gets restless after 5 o'clock.
good old Molly Sudgeon, that actress. I fucking love that show. But if you want good double entendre British comedy, you should watch a show called Open All Hours.
Heard
Are you
it.
familiar with that one?
I am.
I love that show. Fucking love that show. It's so good.
Damn.
See,
And I
such
have BritBox on my Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah.
So I have to see if it's on there.
I'm such a weird nutter. I love the oldies, Blackadder, Monty Python's
Oh,
Flying
yeah.
Circus.
Blackadder is great.
Oh, the ending, the last episode of Blackadder was so fucking weird for the show.
Yeah.
But no, those. Oh man, what was the chubby dude? The other British show. Good God, I'll remember it 30 minutes from
Benny Hill. Benny Hill?
Benny Hill. Yes,
Benny
yes.
Hill. Yeah.
That I love those old shticks. The Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour.
Yeah.
That,
What
that's
about
my
that?
humor.
What was that one guy, Dave Allen? I think his name is the comedian. It's like, was it Dave Allen? Was his name? It's Dave Allen at Large or something like that. I mean, this might be before both of yours' time, but I used to watch this late at night, and he would do some skits, but he would also sit around and just talk to people. Do like a monologue and sit in a chair, smoke a cigarette. He's missing part of his finger. And his cigarette, that would be his smoking hand. He'd always be like, "Oh." and one of the best jokes that he ever did that I remember was it's like a man was going into a pub, and there was a nun sitting out there with a sign that says "Alcohol is the devil." And the man goes up to her and says, "Excuse me, sister, but you got this sign here. It's alcohol is the devil. Have you even tried alcohol? And any have you ever had the drink?" And she goes, "No, I haven't, but I know what it's like." He goes, "Well, before until you can make a judgment, you should try it. Would you be willing, if I bought you a drink, would you be willing to try it?" And she goes, "No." She goes, "Okay." And he goes, "I tell you what, I will get a little, like a half a shot of gin, and I will bring it out to you. You could try it, and then if you like it, fine. If not, then you are well within your rights to be against it." And she goes, "Very well, then I will do that." So the man goes into the pub and goes up to the barkeep and says, he goes, and the barkeep says, "What do you have?" He goes, "I'll have a pint for myself." And he goes, "And I'll have a half a shot of gin." And he goes, "Is that nun out there again?"
Oh God, that's awesome. That's a good shtick too. I got to try that.
It's a good angle for free drinks.
I just normally go to gay bars. They buy me all the drinks I can have.
Yeah.
That man, he looks like a big white chocolate Snicker bar. We're going to give him a drink.
If I'm blacked out, it don't count. I ain't gay.
That's right. It ain't gay. It ain't queer if you don't remember it. But it ain't fun if you don't remember it either.
I just walk funny.
He can enjoy. I was saying he can enjoy the soreness the next day and just kind of go.
That's
"Oh,
right.
I
You
can
wake
only
up with a
imagine
sore
what
asshole and
happened."
the smell of chloroform on your breath.
It's like the old joke. If you woke up in the woods tied to a tree with a condom hanging out your ass, would you actually tell anybody? No. Oh, you want to go camping?
Oh man.
Oh man, what?
I was gonna say. I think it's time to inject some vagina chat here.
Oh no, it is. Well, I'm not going to go that direction with it, but I did want to talk about the podcast that's coming up February 3rd.
Well.
Our lovely guests from the last show, Miss Jenny Wilson and Jerusha Riopel, are going to be recording their first episode of the Passagen podcast this weekend and releasing it Monday, February 3rd. So they've got the Passagen Facebook group, they got the podcast coming. They're building up a lot of steam, and they got a lot of great ideas for the show. I've heard about some more since, and There's going to be. I'm going to make damn sure I'm kind of mentoring there, getting it out on out into the ether. So I want to make sure it's on every possible podcast provider there is. So
yeah, it's a great collaboration because Jack's working with him on the podcast. I'm working with him on the social media end, and Jerusha and Jenny are some of the most amazing ladies in pest control. Because they're both out there getting it done, and they take no prisoners. They are just as willing to get down and dirty in the crawl spaces and the attics and everything else as we are as men. And I mean, and it's an entirely new dimension. Not a new dimension. I mean, this has been going on for some time, but to have a lady's perspective, and I for one am really looking forward to it. It's been an honor to be able to work with Jenny and Jerusalem on this, and I am really looking forward to their first, to their maiden voyage.
It's gonna be spectacular.
I'm excited because I love how, because everyone always thinks of it as a man's industry.
They do,
but there's so many women in it, and they're just, some of them are unfortunately horribly mistreated because what does a woman know? So I'm really excited for this. Also, the fact that Jenny's my adopted stepdaughter, so a little biased over here, but I'm really excited for this one too.
I'm sorry, did you say Jenny was your adopted stepdaughter? Because she's my adopted daughter.
See, I said if it's incest, it's okay. My cousin and I actually, he and I had an argument once.
It's called shared custody.
Well, my cousin Tim and I, we had an argument that it's not gay if it's incest. So
that's true. It's practice.
Hey, when I know I'm going to
look at me like that, Jack.
So what the fuck's happening here?
Well, I know I'm going to end up in prison again, so I need to practice to be the best, strongest power bottom out there.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you will be wallowing in ramen noodles and honey buns. Because cigarettes are apparently not allowed there anymore. So.
I was just about to say I can smuggle 5 cartons right now in my prison wallet. I mean,
that's right. Yeah.
Bend over and cough.
Yeah. No, I'll get a whole bottle of 12-year-old scotch in there. It's got those cartons that they put them in.
Your father carried this scotch in his ass.
Oh, shit.
It started off as 12-year-old scotch, but now it's 14-year-old scotch.
This scotch aged in his ass. It's mellow and a little more brown.
And I don't know, it's got hints of nuts in. Oh, shit.
Never mind the corn.
That makes it bourbon. There's corn in the mash bill.
Oh, God. Oh, by Odin's hairy ball sack. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I'll tell you what, for our last episode until March, we're going to take a much-needed break. But I would like to have the actual Crusader of Contempt get us out of here.
All right, before I do that, I also wanted to point out, I don't know if my camera will pick it up.
I'd 11:25. That's right, baby.
I can't drive. 11:25.
All right. Like I said, I don't ever prepare the monologues because that just destroys it. As you go forth to fight the Vespid hordes and relinquish the lands of the Jezebels, remember, always fight on. If you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. So long as you do not give up, you do not surrender. For our crusade is eternal. and all the Jezebels shall die. For this is my crusade of contempt, and all who trespass against us shall burn.
I
How
think
was that?
I need a smoke. I need a smoke.
You know how hard it is to concentrate and do that while I'm wanking it to Brad's faces down there? Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does anyone have a towel or a moist towelette?
A moist towelette.
I got a really wide tongue, Brad.
A wet nap.
Oh,
He's got a wet
man.
nap.
Yeah, he got a wet nap. Okay, hey, thanks for being on, my man. You're
Yeah,
awesome.
man.
Thank you
Jack-
guys for having me.
Jack, fuck off for a month. You.
Y'all have
Yeah.
earned it, man. You guys have really you put the pedal to the metal. I'm biased again, but this is the greatest podcast. I mean, this side of the daisies, this is amazing. So you guys have earned a good break and a good rest, seriously.
Oh, thank you, man. Those are kind words.
On behalf of the Pest Control Humor Depot, our favorite group, Mr. Russell Goswiller, Brad Harvey, myself, Spangler.com, Tony Spangler's Tumblers, the Pastor Jim Podcast, and Pest Perspectives Podcast. We would love to, was that?
And Pestrogen. I'm excited for Pestrogen.
And the Pastor Podcast, most definitely. But for all those people and the three of us right here, we respectfully ask you to bug off for an entire fucking month.
Bug off for the month.
Bugger off.